may not be in the majority here, but I think the Buffalo Bills need to trade for a cornerback. I don't think Tre White could be the CB2 long-term this season if the Bills want to win a Super Bowl. And there might be a former Pro Bowl cornerback on the trade block. That's what we're going to talk about on today's show. Riq Woolen of the Seattle Seahawks. Could he be a Buffalo Bill by the trade deadline? We're going to discuss it. First, though, if you guys think Brandon Beane needs to make a trade of any kind, go down below and let me know. Like today's video. If we get 500 likes in this video, I think Brandon Beane's going to see this and be like, okay, I'm going to need to get the phones working and going to get a new addition for this Bills squad. Alrighty. Tre White grades by week. I don't think that it is any surprise that 30-some-odd-year-old Tre White is trending downward, to be honest. His first matchup against the Jets, he was good. A little above average, right? 75 overall grade, 75 coverage grade. Like those are good numbers. The Jets threw the ball like 11 times. Like, not good. They were not a threat really at all. And then you go play some at least better passing attacks, especially in the Miami Dolphins, and the numbers dip a little bit to a little bit below average to average, mediocre. And then they just dipped to straight up bad against New Orleans Saints. A 51 overall grade, a 54 coverage grade, and not a great run defense grade either. Tackling is an issue with the Buffalo Bills. I'm afraid we're going to continue to trend downward here. A player who is not in his physical prime anymore, let's just be honest here, and a guy who came into the season kind of injured. He missed the first game against Baltimore, and Dorian Strong had to fill in at the starting CB2. So I'm not necessarily encouraged by the play that we've seen progressively by Tre White here at the start of the season, so I think something might need to be addressed. And that could just mean that Dorian Strong gets more reps here. He got some in the New Orleans game, and that wasn't necessarily due to Tre White's play or anything like that. White did have 2 holding calls in the first quarter of that one, but Sean McDermott said that was a predetermined decision. That was something that both players were notified of, that Strong would see some reps. I believe he got 15 total snaps. I believe 7 were in coverage, and PFF loved Dorian Strong in this game. 89.5 coverage grade. Did allow 2 receptions on 2 targets, but only for 4 yards, including 1 that was at the line of scrimmage. Also got 2 run stops as well. We know Dorian Strong is pretty good and a sound tackler here. Good in the run game, was in college, so maybe he could be elevated to the true CB2 at some point this season. I'm sure the Bills would like that, but at the end of the day, he's a rookie, and how well is Sean McDermott going to want to put a rookie at the cornerback too when the Super Bowl is on the mind? And speaking of rookies, Max Hairston's not coming back anytime soon. He will not come off of injured reserve this week. That was established by McDermott on Wednesday, and it looks like he may not be back until closer to the bye, or at least his practice window may not be opened until closer to that Week 7 bye for your Buffalo Bills. And by then, he'll have missed so much time where there's 0 chance. Dorian Strong will have way better of a chance to end the season as the Bills CB2 than Max Hairston will. Sean McDermott will not like the fact that there's been so much missed time and missed knowledge from Hairston here in his first NFL season. And then when you kind of factor in another reason why the Bills may need to trade for a corner, because it's not just those guys at the CB2. Yeah, I think you need to improve at that position, but there's some insurance that you might need as well. Not only is Hairston still on injured reserve, but Christian Benford, Taron Johnson, they've both been banged up so far in the 25 season, so I just don't think it would hurt. And I think you've gotten a little bit better play out of the safety room lately, to where I think the corner, at least corner 2, boundary corner 2, is a little bit more of a priority for me on the defensive side of the ball if Brandon Beane wants to go out there and make a trade this deadline. He's no stranger to it. He traded for Russell Douglas back in 2023. What do you guys think? Do the Bills need to trade for a corner? Y for yes, N for no. And if it's N for no, let me know in the comment section if you guys believe in Dorian Strong as that potential CB2, or if you still want to rock with Tre White. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think. Next, we're going to talk about that Riq Woolen trade idea, as he could be on the block. John Schneider might want to deal him, as that Seattle DB room is getting a little healthier. First, though, I got to tell you guys about our sponsor in the program, and that is Prize Picks. You and I make decisions every single day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid and get you up to 2,000 times your money this football season watching your Buffalo Bills. Prize Picks is awesome because it's daily fantasy made easy. They throw around these awesome deals to make it easy for you guys, like max discounts where they'll put a player at 0.5 passing yards. You just have to hit the moron, and it's just automatic greened on your lineup on Sundays. They'll do flash deals. They'll do Taco Tuesdays when it comes to different sports as well. Like, so many different discounts to make it easy for you guys to win real money in real time watching your favorite sports. And it doesn't stop there. They want to get you guys hooked up for new users who use our promo code CLNS and play their first $5 lineup. $50 in lineups, boom, in your account right then and there. It's guaranteed. Don't have to win that $5 lineup to receive the 50. If you guys think I'm talking gibberish here, don't worry. I'll show you how it works. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 players. Here is my lineup. I picked 3 of them. Dalton Kincaid, more than 33.5 receiving yards. Bounce back game for him, even though he didn't have a touchdown in week 4. Drake May, more than 25.5 rush yards. Bills allow a lot of yards from quarterbacks via scrambles. Josh Allen, more than 30.5 rush yards because it's prime time. QBs like to run the football. You can tail my picks or fade them. Just do it at Prize Picks. Download the app today. Use the code CLNS for $50 in lineups when you place your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS for $50 in lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. You have to win it to receive the 50. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. Ian Rappaport came in with this on Monday, or I guess it was late Sunday or early Sunday here, with Seahawks cornerback Devon Witherspoon returning on Thursday. Teams are monitoring the status of Pro Bowl cornerback Riq Woolen as a possible trade target by the deadline. Woolen's playing time has diminished, and in a contract year, teams believe he could be available. And just out of the article writers out there across the interwebs, the Bills have been mentioned as one of these teams that could absolutely be interested in Riq Woolen's services. And it makes sense, right? Long, lengthy, athletic boundary corner who is at his best when he's playing in zone. 6'4", it runs a 4.2 40 at the combine. He still has that type of top-end speed, but there has been a little bit of a decline in his play, honestly, all the way dating back to his rookie season. So it's not a perfect fix here, but it's a guy who I think would fit well in the Bills' scheme, and they could take a chance on here because he has shown elite playmaking traits dating back to his rookie year, man, where he was basically the rookie of the year. I think production-wise, he was better than Sauce Gardner, but obviously we know now probably Sauce is the better man-up corner. 63 tackles, though, 16 PBUs, 6 picks, led the league as a rookie, and that continued to be a ball hawk for the next 2 seasons, man. 2 picks in 2023, 3 in 2024, and 14 PBUs, like double-digit PBUs every year on this guy, but he does make mistakes. He does allow the big play sometimes, and that's happened a lot this season, and specifically mental lapses that have really struggled or had Riq Woolen struggling so far. And like the statistics on your screen have declined, PFF coverage grades have declined significantly as well. Was really good in 2022, was really good in 2023, was mediocre to average in 2024, and 40 in 2025. Now, PFF is not the Bible by any means, but if you have a 40 grade, that probably doesn't mean you're doing too hot. So it could end up coming at a pretty cheap cost. If you want to take a deeper look at what Riq Woolen has done so far this year, you could look at closer at his PFF grades. And, oh, man, I don't even know how long I want to keep this up on the screen. To be honest with you guys, the numbers aren't pretty, mostly in the 50s. I mean, in week 1 against the Niners, he had a 30 coverage grade. You see a couple of mental lapses here from that one. He allowed Ricky Pearsall to get over the top on him here. And also another one where he basically just didn't play Jake Tonjes at the goal line here. Just not great ball skills by Riq Woolen. It's interesting, though, because that was a facet of his game at the start of his career. It feels like to me that he's kind of in his own head a little bit. Is it a contract year? It's very, very high pressure, especially for a guy who was drafted on day 3 of the draft. Didn't see a huge payday, huge signing bonus like a lot of these first-round rookies do. So I do think that a good football player absolutely remains in Riq Woolen. Might just need a new environment here. And, I mean, with the Bills and just the team, family, community environment that they have, I feel like they would, hype him up, just get him back in the right mindset, basically. I know that's kind of like Disney movie talk from me there, but I do believe that the Bills have that type of quality to them to where they can kind of rehabilitate a player who might just be struggling a little bit mentally at this point. So that's why I think we can get him on the low. My trade idea is this: day 3 pick for a day 3 pick that played above his standards. It's so fitting that the Bills would go get a guy who was an awesome steal on day 3 of the draft. Riq Woolen for a 5th round pick in 2026. And the Rappaport tweet coming out, like maybe Riq Woolen's true value is something like a 4th round pick, or at best a 3rd round pick if you really believe in him, or if there's a strong market for him. But with the tweet coming out from Rappaport and stuff here, like, it's kind of known around the league that Seattle's probably not the most married to Riq Woolen here, so they could be willing to trade him. Doesn't seem like they want to pay him, and could be a name they want to get off by the deadline to acquire some additional draft capital. So I'm throwing out a 5th. That's probably what it would cost here. He costs, as far as Woolen's contract goes, pretty expensive. So, like, I think the Bills do need to make a trade at some point this season, but at the same time, it's going to be fairly difficult. Woolen costs $5.4 million, which on the onset for a guy who could be a Pro Bowl corner at some point is not bad money. He's going to want more, obviously, this offseason, but as far as what you're trading for, it's not that much. Bills, though, don't have a lot of money, if any, to really work with at this point. They're like a negative salary cap team. They would have to move some money in some way, shape, or form. Maybe you can find a way to trade Curtis Samuel in this deal to get Woolen, and maybe the numbers work out that way. NFL trades are so complicated. I only have just started to really be knowledgeable of the ones that where you just do a player for a couple of picks. Player for player, that stuff gets wonky. It is not like the NBA whatsoever where you just match up the salaries. So Woolen costs $5.4 million when you consider his base salary and his roster bonus. And the Bills probably have to move some money around in order to get a deal done. Now, there's a couple other options out there. We'll talk about more Bills trade targets here as we get closer to the trade deadline, which, it's not going to be for another month or so. So still some time on that. But we're just getting ahead of the curve here because this new Riq Woolen news just came out. Joshua Williams, though, the Kansas City Chiefs, plays a lot on special teams. Hasn't really seen too much work so far this year, but has some good numbers in 2024. And I think that he deserves to be out there on the football field. I know trading with the Chiefs could get very, very scary because more times than not, it's worked out in their favor. But I think if you want a cheaper option here, he makes about $3.5 million. So a little bit less maneuvering that the Bills have to do financially in order to make this trade possible. And maybe you don't have to give up a 5th-round pick to make Joshua Williams a Buffalo Bill. What would you do the Woolen trade, though? What do you guys think? A for accept, D for decline. Riq Woolen, guy who had 6 picks. He's had 11 picks in the past 3 seasons before this one. What do you guys think? A for accept, D for decline, Riq Woolen for a 5th-round pick. I'm hitting accept. I think it's worth it. The upside on Woolen is awesome. And you know what? If it doesn't work out, then hopefully Dorian Strong continues to improve here in the reps that he gets as he gets more opportunity. That will do it for today's edition of the Bills Breakdown. Give me a follow over on Twitter at Tyler J. Smith. 2 H's because the name's common, but I am not. And make sure you are subscribed to the channel as well. More Bills updates as the season goes along, and we will be live on Sunday for Bills versus Patriots. We'll see you guys all then, and as always, let's go Buffalo.